as sort of the marketing goes, um, some policymakers are making the point that you have to consider the policies of this administration more holistically. So don't just look at the bill, look to the other things we're doing, look to the tariff revenue and look to the savings from DOGE. So the tariffs are an interesting one because if you have tariffs, they certainly do bring in revenue, and that is a source of revenue. Um, but I think there are at least two things to keep in mind here. I'm not a trade person, but there are some obvious things. Thing one is like the sort of the amount of revenue you would get from tariffs is tremendously uncertain given the uncertainty of tariffs and other problems. The other thing to keep in mind is tariffs are taxes, and they are effectively consumption taxes. And consumption taxes are generally very progressive and have a much higher impact on low-income communities than really rich people. And so that's another way in which like you're sort of paying for these very big tax cuts for the rich, if at all, on the backs of like low and middle income families facing a higher part of the burden of tax. So that's all like a shift, right? Like the whole package, if you take it together, uh, does seem to be moving the tax burden much heavily more towards low and middle income families, and that's an important thing to keep in mind.